Hello everybody and welcome to the Week 1 recap and power rankings for Australian Survivor Season 2. I am Mike and I'm going to be going through the first 3 episodes of that we've seen, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I've also got a couple of other things planned, but before we get stuck into that, I've got a few announcements that I quickly have to go through. First thing is, thank you so much for 350 subscribers. It snuck up on me. I woke up yesterday and I'd hit 350 and I was like, this is wild. So 400's around the corner. So let's go for that. Second thing is, I actually got the chance to meet a couple of the Survivor contestants from this year, and that was fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to say who just yet, but to those people, thank you so much for taking the time to meet me. That was really awesome. And to the other contestants who have messaged me on Instagram and stuff like that, crazy. So I guess the moral of the story is, talk shit on the internet for long enough and cool things will start to happen. As you can see, Jake is not here. He is living his best life in Europe in 38 degrees while everybody in Perth has that 1 degree ice in the car in the morning type temperature. So he hasn't had the chance to watch the episodes. So I've got a little something different planned for today. My sister, who's like a level 5 Survivor watcher, so I would say like I'm a level 9. I think 10's the highest as you can go. My sister's about a level 5, and I've got some solid rankings and points that she's written me, and I'm going to go through those in this video. And the other thing that I'm going to do is go through the alliances. So last year it was mostly just power rankings, but I'm going to take a little bit more time now and go through the alliances and put up some graphics, fun stuff like that, because Channel 10 has put up these alliance charts for each tribe on their website. So I thought it'd be really cool to talk through those. And the last thing I'm just going to say is live streams. I was going to live stream these, but then I realized that I do live in Australia and the internet speed is absolutely atrocious. So I don't want to be uploading a live stream in 144p or 240p because I don't look good in low definition. So yeah, I think the best thing to do at the moment is to go through episode by episode who left, talk about that person, and then we'll go into alliances and power rankings. So to start with, episode 1, Sunday night, the Channel 10 Facebook page released the first 15 minutes like a day before the episode actually aired, and I was hype as shit. Like when I saw that, I was like, bring this to me right now. And then I watched the whole episode and I was like, I'm living for this. I'm so glad Survivor's back. None of that block shit, none of that My Kitchen shit. I'm back. Survivor's back. Survivor's back. It's all good, baby. Am I right, Amy? Am I right? Joan of Arc, Queen Joan, she left. And I was pissed off. Like, why would you keep Kent? Kent who? It was like, you see Joan, you're just like instantly like, Joan. So my analogy for this situation and how I feel about it is, let's say I'm doing a group assignment at uni with Joan and Kent. I feel like me and Joan, we would click straight away and we'd be friends after the group assignment, whereas me and Kent, it'd be very like, have you done your part? I got so excited reading Joan's profile, and then when she was saying that I'm a puzzle queen, I was like, cat vibes from last season. And then she got kicked because and what even was that reasoning? Because she had too good a sleep. I can't relate to that though. So the other thing that I forgot to mention at the start is I got windburn from the hot air conditioning in my car. So that's why I have red cheeks at the moment. So please don't judge me. So Kent and Joan had split votes the first round. And then in the second one, I think Joan got a couple more than the first time that they voted. And I thought it was interesting that the edit afterwards kind of just absolutely got rid of Kent. Like, he's there, but he's not. Like the episode 2, episode 3, he was like, he'd pop up occasionally, but then that's pretty much it. That can only mean one thing, and that he's going to fly under the radar, which annoys me because if Joan was there, she would be starting shit. Anyway, so you have heard me rant before about the Australian Survivor Facebook page and the comments, and I was reading comments about, don't say you're a puzzle queen if you're going to get the puzzle wrong. Have you done that puzzle? Have you done that specific puzzle before? How can you prepare for every puzzle in the world? I'm so done with the average Australian. Goodbye. Episode 2 had me shook, right? So they had that whole AK versus Adam thing. I was living for it. Like, sometimes, like, during the episode I was watching, I was like, AK, what the fuck are you doing? And then I was like, Adam, what the fuck are you doing? And then I was thinking, maybe there's a reason why they're doing those things. But then, like, Adam was doing things like, vote me out. Why would you say vote me out if you didn't have an idol? I don't get that. Maybe there was like something else. My main takeaway from episode 2 is that the edit was wild. Like, you could hear like one person will be talking and then it changed to them talking in a completely different context, and then clip those two clips together and it just sounds weird. And you're like, what is Channel 10 trying to concoct right now? And I think that played majorly against AK's strategy. They really tried to frame AK as this big, chaotic villain. And then all of a sudden, Annalise got all these votes. And, like, I know for a fact that other stuff was happening behind the scenes, but that didn't make the edit. Like, why did Annalise get so many votes? Like, maybe gave, like, one scene to that, but you don't actually know why. I'll get to this when I'm talking specifically about AK, but I thought the idle play thing was, like, quite interesting. It was an interesting tactic. And I think it worked. Because if you think of where he is now and where he was at the start of episode 2, it's kind of like, interesting. If you had asked me at the start, before I'd watched the episode, who I wanted to go, I would say AK. But at the end of the episode, I was like, AK's making moves, and I like that. So I'm glad Adam went, I guess. I think Jake and I said in our cast assessment that we thought Adam would go far. So I guess we were very wrong in that case. All right, episode 3. Kate left. I'm just going to say it. Was Kate ripped at the start? Like, I feel by the end of episode 3, she was absolutely ripped. And she'd, like, walk across the screen and I'd be like, who's this? When did this happen? Like, I'm confused by the timeline. Like, it says 6 days. Like, day 6, and it's the 3rd episode. And they already look different. Get me on that survivor diet. I need to get ripped quick. Summer ain't coming slowly. Summer's coming quick, and my body is not ready. Put me on survivor so I can get ready for summer. So, rest in peace to Kate, even though that's problematic considering her age. I'm just going to go out and say it. Kate looks nothing like her photo that was on the Australian Survivor website. She looks about 60 in her photo, where on the show she looks about like 45, 50. Kate, I would be suing Channel 10 for defamation. All right, so let's get into these rankings and we'll go tribe by tribe. So let's pull up this first one. All right, let's start with Asaga. The saga at Asaga this week. Interesting. Very interesting. I thought the edit for this tribe especially was very interesting. I feel like I've said interesting about 6 times in the last 10 seconds, but let's just roll with it. So I'm going to go 11 to 1. First of all, who the fuck is Ben? If I was Ben and I went on Survivor and I made it at least to 21st and I had a total of 1 minute screen time, I'd be like, what? Like, imagine if you're Ben and you've gone to a Survivor viewing party and you're sitting there and your friends are like looking forward to watching you on the screen, and then you get like half a second. And that half a second is you in the challenge with your pants getting pulled down. Why is that me? So I put Ben as my number 11, but at the same time, it could be completely different, because I feel like there's 3 kinds of edits. There's the edit where you're playing the game and they cast you as a villain. Then there's the edit where you're like the good guy. And then there's the edit where you get nothing and you fly under the radar. He's getting the nothing fly under the radar at the moment. It's just like it's a nothing edit. Like, at least with Odette has like a similar kind of edit, but you just get this vibe that she's going to go far. I don't know what it is. But with Ben, it's kind of like, who are you again? What are you doing? So here's my number 11. Let me put that here. Then for number 10, I've got Kent. Kent's number 10 for a couple of reasons. First of all is his situation in the tribe at the moment. Second of all is the fact that he's still there and Joan isn't. And I have to take my Joan shrine down now, and that's his fault. Can I put out a petition to hit pause on all the frames of Kent in his Speedos? Am I able to do that? Sometimes I do this to my dog. I say, like, take all of that energy, bring it to a point, and delete it. So can we take all of those frames of Kent wearing Speedos, put them in the trash, and move on? Wait, so if they can only bring 1 pair of clothes, if they can only bring 1 outfit, does that mean that his underwear is Speedos? That's so problematic. That's so problematic. I don't want to think about that anymore. So let's move on from that. This chart is saying that he's in that big alliance. Bitch, when? When did that happen? Like, give me some facts. I don't have much else to say about Kent at the moment. I'd rather spend my time talking about people who are more important. Queen Jackie. So I'm going to move on to my number 9. Number 9 is Sam. Sam. We were kind of right about you. We suspected that there would be like this little bit of attitude. I feel like that's come across in the edit. I feel Sam was very much a victim of extreme editing in the last episode. It was very chopping and changing. And from an editing perspective, I don't know if it's because I've edited quite a few videos that I pick up on that kind of stuff, but I think most viewers would. Like, she does talk fast, and then all of a sudden it just completely shifts what she's saying. And, I mean, they're trying to frame her as paranoid. I guess at the same time, you can't really manufacture these things. Like, if she keeps asking people, have you heard my name thrown out there? That means she did actually ask that. So I guess they're just trying to hype it up for views. But I don't know. Sam, I got kind of annoyed. I feel like Sam seems to her and her core alliance that she is in a position of power, but to everyone else in the tribe, she's got to go. And especially Henry and Jackie, they're making moves. I'm getting major Cersei but good vibes from Jackie, and Henry's like, I was going to say Jaime Lannister, but then that totally throws out their dynamic together. So I retract that statement. Jackie is giving me Lady Olenna Tyrell from Game of Thrones at the moment. I mean, she's my favourite thing on TV at the moment. Let's be 100% real. I'm so glad that Henry-Jackie dynamic is there, and that they're in that major alliance, but they're also like doing their own thing. I love that. I love alliances within alliances. It's so Inception. It's so 2010, but also yet 2017. Am I right? Yeah, I think Sam needs to watch her back. Not literally watch her back, because I feel like Mark is so close to her back that he'll be watching her back. He can watch that 1 millimeter gap between his stomach and her back while they're sleeping. But in terms of gameplay, she needs to watch her back, because, honey, there's a big storm coming. Alright, next we have Michelle. She's the nanny. Book me for some kind of singing. Look, to be honest, I quite like Michelle. She's fallen victim a little bit to that Dead Zone edit. She's kind of there, but she's had more airtime than Ben and Odette, and I like her vibe. Does that make sense? She has a Merge vibe, but like an early boot from the Merge vibe. So it depends on how everything goes. I feel like this Orange Alliance thing going on there, it's a bit shaky. I feel like she's not in as good a position as, say, Odette or Sarah. As you can see from this chart, she's very much in that orange zone, whereas Odette and Sarah are kind of like in purple and orange. So next I put Luke. So I came into this expecting to hate Luke. Let's be honest. Reading his profile, I was not impressed. And then out of nowhere, he's like this completely different person in the show. And he's got this like backstory with his kids that makes me like him. And then he's like starting drama and chaos, and I love drama and chaos, let's be real. I don't know, I just feel like maybe he's doing too much too soon. I do like how he tried to get that Kent Jones situation going. I feel like without the stuff that he did, it would have just been like a Joan wipe. So I'm glad that he did that. He started some drama. I'll talk about this later with Tarzan. I feel like they're very much editing him to be a favourite for the general viewer. I feel like they're doing that for Tarzan as well. And if you go through the comment sections of most threads about Survivor at the moment, it's all yay Luke or yay Tarzan. And I'm like this. I'm enjoying what he's doing, but I feel like he needs to tone it down if he wants to stick around. That rhymes. Quavo. I wish I was as bad at being bad as Henry. Like, he was tanking that challenge, and yet they still won. Like, if I am going to stuff something up, I will stuff it up. How does it feel to be so bad at stuffing things up that you still succeed? That's wild. I'm loving that, as I said before, that Inception alliance, that alliance within the alliance, that green and purple, them contrasting colours. I'm buying what Henry's selling at the moment. He's playing that strategic game. He's playing that athletic game. He's playing that social game. I feel like he's doing well. I didn't put him any higher just because having an idol always puts a target on your back, regardless of if people know about it. Does that make any sense? Next, I have Odette. Odette is another interesting one. She's had no airtime, and yet she has this positive vibe. So with Ben, he doesn't get airtime, but you just get this vibe like he's doing nothing. Whereas with Odette, she appears on screen, you're like, oh, I remember her now. But it's not like, oh, I remember her now. Does that make sense? Also, I know a lot of people don't want to know about the whole sports bet thing, so just mute me for the next 10 seconds starting now. She has really strange odds on Sportsbet. Obviously, people don't know who's going to win because it's a live finale, but her odds are very good. And it's weird to have that this early on. So after Odette, I've got Queen Jackie. I love Jackie. Jackie can do no wrong. She's my Joan 2.0. I like her sass. I like her attitude. I like how she says whatever she wants. I like how she does whatever she wants. I feel like she's in a good position. She's good at challenges. She's playing that social game. She's in a really good spot. The only reason why I didn't put her higher is that she's getting a lot of screen time, which is dangerous. Next, I have Jericho. Jericho is one of those ones you're like, okay, where did you come from? I feel like in the next week he'll get more airtime, especially since there's going to be some kind of drama. Because if Ben gets kicked, then it's going to be that purple versus orange alliance. And what's going to happen there? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Jericho? I mean, I was surprised by his relationship with Luke, but then I was like, they're both wearing hats backwards. So maybe it's some kind of like outside of Survivor cult that they're both in. And then they'll got into Survivor together and they're like, okay, we both like to wear our hats backwards. We're instant good friends. Anyway, I talk so much shit. Okay, so 2, I have Sarah. I feel like Sarah is playing low-key one of the best games in this tribe at the moment. Sarah is in a really good position at the moment in the Asaga saga. She's got that orange tribe. She's got that purple tribe. She's not as much in the spotlight as Sam, but she's getting more airtime than Odette. So I feel like that's like a perfect area to be in at the moment, because I feel like that's an almost guarantee that you'll make it through the next 3 episodes, because they're not going to boot someone who's had all these positive like interviews and that kind of stuff. I feel like she's had some really positive screen time and they won't boot her at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen later. As I said many times, anything can happen in this game. Number 1, I have Mark. And that's mainly just because at this stage, tribes just want to win challenges, and to win challenges, you need Mark H. Why does it always rain on me? That's pretty much it. He's not going home. He's got that alliance with Sam. If one of them's going to go, Sam's going to go. Samatau. I had to adjust my positioning because I'm ready to go in on this tribe. Number 10, I have Tessa. And it's not because I want to put Tessa there. I want to put Tessa much higher, but I feel like that's just where she is in the tribe. She's, I guess, got an alliance with Tarzan, but that's not going to get you far. If there's like an alliance of, what is that, 8? An alliance of 8, an alliance of 2. I'm getting major Christy, Phoebe vibes when they were those two against that whole group. Okay, I feel like I've mentioned this a lot, but I'm going to mention it again. The Facebook page comments literally destroy me. They destroy me. Like when people say, oh, Tessa needs to shut up. Tessa needs to do this. Tessa blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're getting shitty because people playing a strategic game and yet you whinged when there weren't enough strategic players last year. Like, I don't get that. So I don't get it. Like, people are whinging that AK is playing the game too hard. People are whinging that Tessa's doing too much to stay in it. Like, they're being strategic. They're trying to stay in Survivor, and they are staying in Survivor. And then last year, there were hardly any strategic moves at the start, and people whinged about it, and now there are, and people are still whinging about it. Like, shut up. Tessa's smart. You know how I know she's smart? Because she wore a Hogwarts hat, and Harry Potter has a lot of fans, and a lot of people watching are going to be like, oh, Hogwarts. I like Hogwarts. I like Tessa now. I don't know. I don't think Tessa necessarily predicted the outcome of that tribal council with Kate going home. I feel like that was very much Tarzan's doing. He was kind of the swing vote in that situation. I'm not sure what Tessa can do to stay in it. I may be talking out of my ass here, and I do that a lot, but I feel like this is a similar situation to last year where there was a big group and General Lees was trying to make moves to split that group and it was too late. I feel like the time is now to split that group because otherwise it's going to implode. So Tessa's best bet is to go to AK, Jared, and maybe Ziggy. I don't know. Ziggy gets like 0.5 seconds of airtime every episode, so I don't really know what's going on with her, but we'll get to that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I'm looking forward to... I kind of want them to go to Tribal Council so I can get all spicy. Next, I have Tarzan. Tarzan's my number 9. People love Tarzan. I need more convincing. I like strategy. I don't like people who seem to whinge about other people playing strategically. He seems like a really nice guy. I like that he did that nice stuff for Tessa. That was really cool. But at the same time, like, surely you can see that you're on the outs. Like, would you not want to start making some big moves? I do like how he was like kind of starting some shit with Lockie. I always love a bit of shit stirring. I think he needs to start making some moves, otherwise he's going to get booted. Tessa's going to get booted, then he's going to get booted. Because if you think about it, why do you need him around? He's only sticking around at the moment for challenges. Maybe Annalise might get booted before him, but he's in a tough spot. So I feel like he needs to work with Tessa to get AK and Jared to flip that alliance. But we'll see what happens there. Next, I have my 7 and 8 are kind of together. Peter and Annalise. I think between them, they would have like 2 minutes of screen time. Peter seems very nice, and I enjoyed that sassy question that he asked in Tribal Council. He was like, well, hang on, bitch. If you think that Tara's flipping, aren't you asking AK to flip right now? I was like, ooh, damn. I want to see more. I want to see what he's thinking. I want to see what his gameplay is. I want to see why he's in that alliance. I want to see why Tessa's not going to him. I feel like she would be, but they're just not showing that. And Annalise, like, why did Annalise get votes? Can someone explain to me why Annalise got votes? What was that edit? I don't really understand that. If Samatau went to Tribal Council for the next 3 episodes, it's going to be Tessa, Tarzan, Annalise. That's just how I see it going, unless something happens. Maybe Tessa and Tarzan can like get to Annalise first and be like, let's start some drama. But then Annalise might be like, we don't want no drama. No drama. We don't want no drama. Number 6, AK. I need some dramatic metaphors. I feel like AK is poisoning the waterhole at the moment. That doesn't make any sense with what I'm trying to prove. On episode 2, when AK gave Jared the idol, I was kind of like, why the fuck would you do that? But then I was like, okay, you took a risk and you could have gone home, but you kind of knew that you wouldn't. And you gave this idol away to someone who definitely didn't need it, and everyone else would know that he wouldn't need it, as a kind of sign to say, you can trust me. I feel like it was the smartest move he could make in that situation. Because if you think about it, if he played the idol for himself and he didn't get votes, because he only got 2, so he wouldn't have gone home anyway. So just say he played the idol, then he probably would have got kicked the next Tribal Council. One thing I like about AK is he's there to play the game. He's there to start some shit. He's not going to take shit from no one. If he hears his name, he's going to set that tribe on fire. Samatau fire, call 000 because there's going to be some fires next week, I feel. Interesting dynamic between him and Jared. It'll be cool to see how that plays out. I feel like there's something brewing with Tessa and Tarzan and Jared. But I guess we'll just have to see. I feel like AK's come out with some really good one-liners. The Velcro wallet thing about Adam, so true. Then also the I don't trust you because you don't eat fast food thing about Kate. And I relate to that because I had a McFeast for lunch and it was really good and I enjoyed it and I wish I had another one. My number 5 is Tara. So in her profile, one of the things that didn't really come across is how low-key, strategic and intelligent she's playing. She's all fun and bubbly, but under the surface she's like, hang on a second, this situation is not working out for me. I'm going to flip and go to this other tribe and vote Adam out. I'm not convinced it was a flip. I don't think it was a flip. I think there's a difference between a flip and an informed decision. I feel like she made an informed decision because Adam was trying to dominate her in that alliance and she was like, I'm not having a bar of this. I'm a barrel racer. I don't need you. So she went to the other tribe and she was like, I'm going to get rid of him. He's a threat to me. So essentially he's gone because of her doing. I feel like what AK did and what she did caused Adam to go, which is cool because that means she's an influence in the tribe. But that's dangerous because then it puts a target on her back, as Tessa's trying to do. She's trying to spin it around to get Tara to leave. I don't know how that's going to go. It'll be interesting to see, but I like what Tara's doing. Next, I have Amy. So if you think back to the ads for Survivor, Amy was getting major exposure. She was one of their like highlights. She was coming up like every second ad break or something. So you'd think she was going to be a major player. But so far she's not. And that's why I put her as 4 and not lower, because I feel like she's going to become more of a player later. they wouldn't spend so much on advertising her if she wasn't going to become an interesting player, if that makes sense. I feel like she's definitely going to make it through the next episode. I'm getting major merge vibes. She's in a good position. She's not a physical threat, but she's a physical asset. She's not a strategic threat, but she's an asset in the alliance. She's not on the chopping block, and she's not standout at the top like Lockie. So she's in a good spot. Next, I have Jared. Jared is in a really good spot because if AK is going to try and do something, he needs Jared's vote. If Tessa and Tarzan need to do something, they need Jared's vote. And if Tara, Peter, Lockie, and Amy and all that want to stay consistent, then they need Jared's vote. So Jared is in a really good position to be a swing vote. He could flip the tribe if he wanted to. I feel like Jared could essentially get away with anything at the moment. He could go with that other group with AK and they could absolutely spin the tribe and then they'd still be in a good position, or they could stay in the alliance that they're in now and still be in a good position, because say Tessa gets voted out, Tarzan gets voted out, then you got that 8 left over. Annalise is going to go, Ziggy's going to go, Peter's going to go before Jared's going to go. And by that time, that's the merge. Also, he was really good at running on the ball. So, amazing. So I really enjoyed Jared's reaction to Chicken Idol, AK's little trick that he tried to pull. Jared was having none of it. He saw that rock and he was like, bitch, that's some coral looking shit. Like, don't try and cross me. I kind of accidentally put Jared as 3. I meant to put Jared as 2. Ziggy was supposed to be 3, but I guess Ziggy can be 2 now. Look, who the fuck is Ziggy? Like, let's be real. And that's a good place to be. She's a physical asset. She's an Olympian. She's a physical asset. She's a vote in the alliance. At the moment, I feel like Ziggy's just blank space. She's a vote. She's not getting any airtime. The only thing that I remember about her in the last episode is that Tarzan accidentally pushed her into the hole, and I thought that was funny. So, sorry about that. Then, number 1, I have Lockie, because it's a similar situation to Mark in Asaga. If Samatau want to win challenges, and they do want to win challenges because they don't want to go to tribal council, so that means he's going to stay in. There's absolutely no chance that he's going to get voted out. Also, that episode when he was doing that challenge in the mud and he lost his pants, Channel 10 turned that into an ad. They turned that into an ad. That was an ad to get people to watch Survivor. I wonder how many people watched though because of that. So I've just gone through my power rankings tribe by tribe. My sister's done 21-1. I'm just going to read through them really quick. So she's got Kent, Annalise, Mark H, Sam, Ziggy. Her comment for Ziggy is a question mark. Could not agree more. Lockie is 15. Interesting. Other Mark is 14. Ben, Odette, Michelle. She said Michelle is a princess who will get by on her charms. She's the nanny. She can do whatever she wants. Peter, question mark, agreed. Amy, nobody would suspect. So she's kind of like in that nowhere zone. Sarah's under the radar. Henry has not as strong. Henry not as strong as Jaqui, Jericho, and Luke. Tara, Jaqui. Big things coming soon, apparently, according to my sister. Jaqui is going to do some business. Jared's in a strong alliance. Tessa is Phoebe 2.0. I don't know about that. And she's done AK as number 1. And the thing is hectic gameplay, but I like it. So that brings me to the end of this recap / power rankings. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. So what I want you to do is go to the comments and let me know who you think is going to go next in the next episode. Who is going to get booted. You can go tribe by tribe if you want, or you can just do overall. And make sure you're subscribed. I might have another video up before my next Survivor recap for week 2, but I'll let you guys know about that. And yeah, have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.